Hey guys, welcome. Jenny here, doing something a little bit different today. I want to do a bit of a exercise with you all today because doing this, what I'm going to show you today is absolutely the best thing you can do to help your business. So if you are struggling to find new people, maybe you're wondering, what do I say then if somebody reaches out to me? How can I get more people to come to me and say they're interested? How can I get more people to become customers? How can I recruit more people into my team? Doing this exercise is something that every single business does or needs to do. And this is something actually really great if you want to utilize, if you have get-togethers with local team members and stuff like that, then I think this is going to be a really great thing for you to do together as a team. Or you can do it virtually. Get on Zoom, get your team members to get together, and you can kind of work through this together. So make sure that you once this video is finished, save this video, or get on my email list, and then I'll be uploading this to YouTube, and I can then share the link with you if you want to then be able to share it with your, with your team members, with your leaders, your business builders, and get it down in your downline to kind of go through it again later on. So what we're going to be talking about it's really about understanding your audience. So this particular method with this little man and these 4 lines is called empathy mapping. So I learned about this last night. It's a slightly different way of doing it to how I've been doing it before. So this is what we're going to be talking about today and why it's so important. So if you have been kind of following any of my videos or seen in my blog posts and stuff, I talk quite a lot about really understanding who you're talking to, understanding your target market. So the people that you're wanting to attract to you. Who is it that you want to be reaching out to say, yes, please, I'd love to learn more about how I can work with you. Who is it that you want that to be? Understanding what these people are looking for. So if you're selling health and wellness products, if you're selling makeup, if you're selling insurance, whatever you're selling, you need to understand what is going through your prospect's mind, and this is exactly what this exercise is going to do. So what you'll need to do is say, if you're going to be using this, if you're getting together with maybe local team members, then get yourself some flip chart paper. Obviously this is a whiteboard that I've got in my office, or if you're doing it virtually, get all of your teammates to draw this on a piece of paper, and you can all work through it together and get them all to do their own things. So I say this is called an empathy map. So we've got 4 different sections with what we're going to be really diving into. Okay, so what color should we use? Let's use red so it stands out. So when you create this, so what this is going to do is you're going to understand your audience better. So there's 4 sections. So the top one, this one, is what do people think and feel? Now hopefully this is the right way around. I did flip my screen. Yeah, this is cool. So just let me know if you're coming in live, and just drop a comment below to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from, and just say yes, this is the right way around. It looks fine in my screen, but I just want to make sure that this text is showing the right way round for you. It's not backwards. And sorry, I forgot to even mention, introduce myself. If you've never seen me before and you're wondering who I am, my name is Jenny Stevens, and I help teach and train network marketers, direct sellers, and affiliate marketers how to build their business online to be able to get more leads, generate more sales, and recruit more team members by utilizing social media and systems that you can put in place. So say this is think and feel. Okay, so that's the first one that we're going to be doing. Then we're going to have this one is hear. So what do people hear? Then we've got what do people say and do, and then we've got what do people see. Okay, so when you do this yourself, again, write out these 4 things like this. The other way you can do it is you can do it in 4, and you can have think, do, say and feel. But I think it's quite good to just add in these extra bits with the see and the hear. So basically with these 4 sections, what we're really got to understand is once we're filling this in, and you can use post-it notes, you know, get your team involved. This is a great exercise to do, I say, with training events, anything you're wanting to do. Get a load of post-it notes. I love post-it notes. I've got loads of different colours of post-it notes. I bloody love them. Sharpies, you know, I've got loads of board pens and stuff. Get creative and really have some fun with it. So what you're going to do when you have finished this, and also I'm going to talk you through how you actually fill this in, but what you're going to have at the end of it is a really clear understanding about what goes on, what life looks like for your prospect, people that you're wanting to help. You know, your product is going to offer a solution to somebody. So again, if you sell some kind of nutritional supplements, that's going to help people who have got deficiencies, who maybe are lacking energy, who are maybe iron deficient, you know, or who, I don't know, you know, can help some illnesses, like, I don't know, you know, or if you're selling makeup, you know, if you've got skincare, it's going to help people who've got really bad skin and who are feeling really unconfident. And this is what this map is going to help you do. It's really going to help you understand the psyche. And when you've got this better understanding, it's going to make knowing what to say absolutely just get to your prospects. So when somebody is scrolling through their newsfeed, or maybe if you're having a message with somebody, doing this, you're going to know exactly, you know, they're going to feel like you're their best friend because you know exactly what they feel like. So let's just kind of go through this then in terms of knowing what to do. So let's think about your prospect, who that person is. So just drop a comment below. Let me know what industry you're in. So if you're watching the replay, that's fine. You know, drop it in, let me know below. I'll make sure I go back and obviously reply to any questions or any comments afterwards. But if you're here live, just drop in the comments below. Let me know what industry you're in. And we can obviously help just do some of this now for this. But have a think about your typical prospect. So if you are selling weight loss products, you know, who is it that you're wanting to really help? You know, are you wanting to focus on mums? You know, are you wanting to focus on people who work full time and are trying to, you know, fit around healthy, you know, eating, healthy lifestyle, exercise, and you can help them do that so they can actually fit it into their day when they're tired at the end of the day. So have a think about who it is. What does that kind of ideal person look like for you? And then think about their day. So what happens to that person when they first wake up? What do they hear? You know, so maybe if you've got a mum who's struggling and she's wanting to shift that, you know, that baby weight, what does her day look like? So start picturing that and talking about that with your team when you're doing this exercise. Start writing down on some post-it notes, or just, you know, write them on your board with what that's look like. So, I mean, I'm not a mum, so I'm probably not the best example of somebody to do that. So let's go with people who work full-time, because that I can definitely relate to, and I can obviously share what I used to feel like. So somebody who was trying to build a business while I was working full-time and running a household and everything. So for me, my day would start off with an alarm clock, which every single time I would hate it. So here is, I'm going to put alarm clock. And it was a horrible sound. And every time I just wanted to chuck it out the window and say, F you, alarm clock, I hate you. So I guess when it comes to that, then I can write that in the think and feel. So I can say, wanted to, probably can't see this, wanted to throw alarm clock. This pen is not the best one. Let's use a different one. Throw alarm clock out the window. That's something that I wanted to do. And I'm not necessarily expecting you to be able to, hello mum, to be able to see this, but I will take a picture of it afterwards if you want. So what next? Okay, so my alarm has gone off. I wanted to throw it out the window. Then I would snooze it about 5 times until I eventually knew I've really got to get up. So I would say to myself, I really need to get up to go to work, to get ready. Really need to get up and get ready. So that's another thing that you can then, so that was another thing that I wanted to do. So now obviously if you're talking about mums, then think about mums and what they do. So they're probably going to be hearing kids shouting, maybe there's a lot of chaos, maybe you've got dogs and the dogs are barking and they want to be fed. So I guess that could be another thing that I could do. So for me, I've got 2 cats. So something that I see my cats asleep at the end of my bed. And they look really cute and fluffy and I don't want to leave them. So I can add that into my think and feel. So don't want to leave. Don't want to leave my furry babies. So that's another feeling, okay? So hopefully you can just see. So then it's a case of, okay, well then obviously I go through my routine of getting ready and then I would get in the car and I'm running late for work because I really don't want to go and I'm rubbish in the mornings. So that's something else that I say to myself, I really don't want to go to work. I really don't want to go to work. I feel, so it could be I'm tired. I had a late night last night. I'm really tired. So then here it could be, let's put C. This is a good one now. I'm on a roll. So C, okay, I'm in my car. I'm on the commute to my job. So what do I see? I see traffic. Ugh. Who here, let me know, who hates traffic? Who hates traffic jams? Like we've got a load of roadworks going on in my town right now and I am so glad that I don't have to do that commute every day because I know that every day, every morning and evening I would be pissed off and that would then put me in a bad mood, which would then, it doesn't set your day off very well, does it? So who here can relate to that? So just give me some likes and loves or drop me number 1 below. I'm backwards, so it's really weird with where I am. Just drop me 1 below if you hate traffic and commuting, if you are working. So again, so I'm seeing traffic. I'm hearing beeps of cars with impatient drivers. That's something else. I'm feeling pissed off. Because the traffic is bad and I'm late. Okay, so that's something else. Michelle, not working more, but I remember. I know, right? So, I mean, I've not been working for nearly 6 months, and it's like I can remember it yesterday, just doing this exercise. So let's keep going through it, okay? So, I mean, I've not even got to work yet, and look at all this stuff that I've got. Okay, so now I'm at work. I walk in and I see desks, rows and rows of desks and, you know, what feels just like cubicle slaves, yeah? So let's put C, let's use some different colours to kind of jazz it up a bit. So I'm seeing rows of desks and people looking miserable. Oh my God, why is it that everybody just look miserable at work? People looking miserable. And I used to come in and I'd be like, morning, you know, and I used to just be that positive person who's just like, I just don't deal with negativity anymore. But, you know, once I started learning about law of attraction and, you know, really working on my mindset, everything changed and I just had no time for people who were just like, you know, I used to come into the office. Oh my God, this is another one. Yeah, so I used to come into the office and somebody, you know, I used to sit next to, I would be like, hi, how you doing? Morning, have a good night, la la la. She'll be like, how are you this morning? Well, yeah, I'm okay. And I'd be like, oh my God, I've not even sat down yet and already I feel depressed. So that could be something else that we can add to this, is having, I could hear moaning colleagues. Moaning colleagues. So what do I say? What do I do? You know, so basically kind of go through this exercise. You know, we don't have to do this whole thing right now, but you can see how much I've already got. I say I've barely even started. Let's just add a couple more things. So let me know in the comments. So what else, for somebody to think about, so Michelle, you know, you said that you can remember what it was like working. So what things did you used to hear, say and do, think and feel or see as part of your day when you're working full time and you're trying to build your business on the side? Obviously we're using this as an example, but think about it, say if it's weight loss. So maybe let's just add in some things about weight loss. So again, that's definitely something that I can relate to. So my weight went up when I started a business, because it became a lower priority. So I didn't want, you know, I was tired at the end of the day, which is when I could do, that was the time when I had to do my exercise. And I'd get to the end of the day and I'd be like, oh, I'm just tired. I just want to get home and just get on that sofa. I can't be bothered. So that could be something that you could put in the think and feel and the say, you know. So let's put that in. Let's use a different colour. Let's use a bit of purple. So I see 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock on the phone. And then I think and feel home time. And I think to myself, I really should go, whoops. I really should go for a swim, but I'm tired. Okay. So Michelle, I remember feeling tired and eating a lot. Okay, yes, eating cakes. Okay, so I see constant cakes in the office. Who used to have a load of cakes in the office? Someone's birthdays. Constant cakes. We used to have that all the time. Is, you know, somebody's birthday, somebody was leaving, somebody, what else do we used to have cakes for? We'd have like Valentine's competitions where we'd make a load of cakes. You know, Halloween, Christmas was just full of it. So constant cakes, just have one is something that I do. Just have one cake, or maybe two. Because you can't just have one. Michelle says, oh my God, I'm nagging myself for overeating and bitching. Okay, so say is nagging myself for overeating. I hear, it's like they used to be awful, there used to be people that were such bad influences because they were like, oh, should we go and get a cake from down in the canteen? So I would hear that, so I can write that here. Shall we get, a cake? So can you see how this is really building up? Obviously, we're kind of mixing a couple of different target markets here and a couple of different people. But you can see how much we've got already. So like I say, do this yourself. If you're doing, obviously, if you are building a business and it's just you, do this yourself. Get some paper, get some big paper, get a flip chart. If you've got a whiteboard, great. Just draw this out and just really put yourself in your perfect prospect's mind. What does their day look like? How are they feeling? I mean, we've barely even scratched the surface here, you know, and you're really going to want to spend a good couple of hours probably doing this, at least an hour. But as you get, you know, if you haven't done this before, it's going to take you a bit of time. But then as you go, and especially if you're doing this as a team, so if you and your team are getting together, maybe, I don't know, monthly, every other month, you know, and you're together on Zoom or, you know, whatever you're using, Google Hangout, is get your team. You know, obviously if you're on Zoom, then you could be doing just like this. Obviously I'm using my phone, but I could use my laptop. You know, you could have you as the leader if you've got a whiteboard and do this and get your team to comment in. You could do a Facebook Live in your team group and do this together, because then you can all pitch in and everyone is going to have different viewpoints. And then what you do, once you've got all of this, and you're going to have so much information here, and you are then going to look at this and go, right, so when you're struggling and you're thinking, how can I connect to somebody more? How can I really show someone that I care? Is you can now use some of this. You know, if you are doing Facebook ads, if you are doing blogging, if you are writing emails to your list, even if you're just doing more traditional stuff of just texting or on the phone or on Facebook Messenger or LinkedIn, whatever your way is of talking with people and connecting with people, is you now have so much content here within this, and it's going to give you some ideas. So that's kind of, this is a big task to do. So if you've never done it before, it's going to take you some time. But if you're doing it regularly, you can do this, and you can probably just, you know, keep adding to it. And it might only take you maybe 15 minutes, half an hour maybe, you know. But I think it's a really good exercise to create in your team. Really get some, you know, that team working together. And it's going to help everybody hopefully see, you know, it's not just one person doing it. This is how you can really duplicate and get your team understanding the same things as you. So if you're learning this, feel free to share this video in your team groups, tag anyone you want if you find this useful. Okay, so the next step, once you've done all this and you've got all this information, thank you so much, Michelle. I'm glad that you're finding it really useful. So now you've got this whole stuff. Now what I want you to do is actually then go and create a customer avatar. Now what that means is basically what you're doing is you're taking all of this stuff, and you can actually kind of go through a bit like what we've done in terms of what that day looks like, how people are feeling, what they're saying to themselves in their mind, and you can create a customer avatar. And if you don't know what a customer avatar is, that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to help you, you know, kind of explain what it is. So you create a fake persona of what, you know, all of this stuff means, you know, what it all kind of amalgamates to. So obviously you could see from me how I started it. I was using myself and my own experiences and my own thoughts to create this, and that's really how you start. You would have joined your network marketing business. You know, most people join their network marketing business because of the product. Yeah, do you agree? Just give me some likes if you agree. Most people join because of their product. They tried it, they loved it, and they thought, hey, I can sell this too. Obviously not everybody does that, but you know, that's how a lot of people get involved in network marketing in the beginning, is through they love their product. That's how I did. I loved the product, and I was like, I love this stuff. I could, you know, I can, if I'm excited, other people can be excited. So think about that. What made you want to try the product? Where were you at that time? What was that? What were the feelings that you had? Why were you pissed off? Why were you frustrated? You know, say if you're thinking about weight loss stuff, how were you feeling? How was your confidence, your self-esteem? What kind of clothes were you wearing? What did you see when you were looking in the mirror? Use all of this in this exercise. If you're in makeup, again, you know, why do you love makeup so much? Some people use it as a thing to hide the real selves. Obviously that goes a little bit deep and more into this, you know, the psyche of things, but other people just love everything girly, you know? Some people just like, they feel way more confident with it. Some people have got bad skin that they want to cover it up so they can feel more confident. So really just go through this method. And then basically when you've got all this, then you can create this kind of fake persona. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to give that persona and that customer avatar a name. Call it something. Call it, you know, Dave, call it Barbara, call it Jenny. If you want to call it Jenny, you know, call it whatever you want, but give it a name. It's not your name, but give it a name so it becomes real. If you can find a photo, go onto Google and just, you know, look up stuff. Again, if you can really visualize this person, and then, geez, my phone just rang, bloody spammers. Yeah, so give it a name. If you can put some kind of picture to it, that would be great. And then start writing out kind of like a bio for what this person looks like. What are they feeling? You know, what are they married? Do they have kids? What's their income? Are they working? Are they stressed out? You know, all these things. Add it all in and write like a profile, if you like, a bio of this person. And then when you've got that, you have now got something that you can always refer to. So if ever you're doing this exercise again, as you're learning, as you get more customers, as you are, you know, seeing that people are reacting to maybe certain posts or whatever, is start adding to it. You know, what's working, what's not worked. You know, this, you know, it will evolve. And now you could go a step even further. Is, you know, this is like you'll have a customer avatar. You'll have somebody who you really want to attract. You really want to help. You know, to go through some of the things about, you know, what's their personality traits? Are they driven? Are they, you know, especially if you're thinking about recruiting people, who is it that you're wanting to attract? What personality traits? But then say the second phase of this is you can then create an avatar for who you want to avoid. Now this is something that I learned last night, and I thought, oh my God, I've done an avatar for, you know, I know who my customer avatar is, and I know, you know, I know all the traits and things like this. But then this was like another level. I thought, ooh, I like this. Okay, so now you can create somebody with who you don't want, because you don't want to work with just anybody. This is where so many people go wrong, is they try to think that they are going to recruit anybody and everybody. They're just happy to accept that. And I used to do this. I did reject one person because she was a complete weirdo, and I knew that she was going to suck my time like death, like, you know, the Grim Reaper. I just knew, so I was like, no, you know, and I repelled her. I was like, no thanks, and I blocked her from Facebook because I just didn't want to do it. And you need to do that, is you're allowed to be picky. So, and this is why it's so important, because if you are serious about building a big organization, you are serious about being a leader and having that time freedom, is you need to be picky, and it's okay. And this is what this can help you do. So you'll have one that's maybe for your customers. You then may do this again for people that you want to recruit, because they can look different. You know, not every customer is going to want to build a business. So do this for customers and do this for business, and say, probably especially for business, who do you want to avoid? Do you want to avoid people who are negative? Do you want to avoid people who are gonna, you know, suck all the time out of your day and just can't think for themselves, who aren't resourceful? You know, what other things? Let me know. Put something in the comments to share some of the things that who would you want to avoid, or what kind of traits would you just hate to have with someone in your team? Let me know. Michelle, oh my God, who to avoid sounds like a splendid idea. Yes, and it was a real like, oh, that, and I think it's really worthwhile, because say you want to repel the people that you don't want to work with. You say those people who are going to be negative, aren't coachable, you know, they think they know everything. You know, go through all this and say, and do this, and write out, create this persona for someone who you want to avoid. And now when you've got this, you've got two people, fictional people, that you can refer to all the time. So when you're thinking about, okay, how can I promote this new product? Put yourself in this person's view. What is it that they're feeling? Are they feeling shit about themselves? Are they feeling pissed off because they're stuck in traffic for the 5th time this week on a Friday, and they just can't wait for the weekend to come so they can actually have a lie-in and they can actually, you know, spend some quality time with their kids? You know, what does this product help somebody with? Is it going to help them say nicer things about themselves? You know, things like that. So, okay, Michelle, I tend to avoid people who seem not to be able to self-start, yeah, where you almost have to build it for them because they are never resourceful. Absolutely, that's a really good one. Is, you know, some people forget that there's this magical tool called Google. Like, it is like, I see so many questions, and I love helping people, and I'm always answering questions every single day of, you know, constantly I'm always answering questions. And sometimes you have such simple things, you're like, well, do you know, how did I find out the answer? I Googled it. Or if it's something about your back office, how did you find it out? You went and looked, you know? So don't necessarily just tell people the answers, show them where they can find the answer. So yeah, that's a really good one, Michelle, is you want people to be resourceful. You want people to actually be able to look for themselves, to think for themselves, to go, you know, to be curious. Being curious is such a great trait that you want to have for people in your team. So I really hope this has helped. Has this been useful? Just drop a 5 or like your favorite emoji or something below if you have found this useful. Because, and you know, say this is something that's going to take a bit of time to do. Say if you've never done it before, it might take you a couple of hours or an hour, but take that time, because I promise you, it's going to be so worthwhile. Once you've got it on your whiteboard, take a photo of it and you've got it on your phone, and you can then share it with your teams, you know, and really do this together. It could be a really fun activity. Something that you can do, say, if you're doing events, local events where you're getting your team together, or use Zoom. You know, if you've obviously got team all around the world, amazing. Utilize technology. One of you can have a whiteboard and you can do it through your phone. You can do Facebook Live in a group. You know, get everyone else to have a little worksheet, you know, create a worksheet. I think there was one with what I learned about it, so I'll share it. I'll share a link to that in the comments below, so you can go and grab like a downloadable worksheet, and then you can then just start doing this yourself and share it with your team. And then just spend the time to do it, because once you have this, and it will evolve and it will grow, you now have so many different things that you can create content about. You can relate to people in your marketing message. You can relate to people by using all of these terms. Be specific, you know. Do some customer research as well. That's another great way. If you have got customers and you've sold products to people, is maybe ask them, you know, do a survey on SurveyMonkey or something. It's free. Try and get some feedback, so again you can build on this. So I really hope this has helped. If you found this valuable, you know, I'd love, you know, to share this with your, you know, with your teams, with your network, because this is something that every business needs to do. And just this extra bit, I did a lot of things about knowing what the pains and frustrations and desires are. This just then goes to like another level where you're thinking about, you know, what do people see? What do they hear? What do they think and feel? So I really hope that you found this useful. So feel free to share it, and make sure that you subscribe. Click on the notifications and click on see first and subscribe to these live videos. You can get more trainings with this as well. So I hope you found this useful. Go and do it. Let me know. I'd love to know once you've done it, or if you're going to now start doing this. I really would love to do this. What I'll do, I'll take a quick photo of this if you'd find it useful, and I'll pop it in the comments below. So if any of you want to actually see what's written, if you can't see it very well, then I will do that. So anyway, have a fantastic day. If you want to learn more about how you can then start attracting people to you and really utilizing this in a much more efficient way by using the internet, then just drop the word me below and I will send you a quick message with a great free training that you can go and get. It's exactly what I started with, to start learning about how to do this and really knowing how to start attracting the right people to me and getting rid of those time wasters. But otherwise, have a great rest of the day, and I shall see you all soon. Take care. Bye.